Welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. My name is Blue Westlow here with the Robbie V. No Mr. Fruit this week. He is recovering from surgery. We talk a little bit about Mr. Fruit, and he's in the trenches right now. All right, so
Yeah.
prayers up for that man. He has been having it tough. We
Yep.
talk about some Dawntrail. I give my honest opinion, not what I expected, and I do not have universal praise for it. Rob talks a little bit about Concord. I forgot the name. I'm so sorry,
And
video
a
game.
presidential candidate has a assassination attempt?
We are so lucky that we are recording this podcast so late in the week because we witness history. And I'm sure all of you witness history with us. So we talk a lot about that attempted assassination. Absolutely wild. We also talk about how depressing the implications are, surrounding the political climate in America and how it's scary right now. So, show some,
And then Q&A.
and a lot of Q&A. So today, show some kindness to the person next to you. Remember that every one of us is a human being and we deserve love, compassion, and understanding. And if you guys like a lot of video game talk with a little bit of spooky historical world event happening right in front of our face yet again,
A little sprinkled in.
a little sprinkle of self-existential crisis, then stick around.
This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's extremely easy to compare yourself to other people, especially with social media. I can't tell you how many times I've compared my sub count or view count to other kind of creators that I'm involved in the space with, which is absolutely like just the worst thing you can do as a creator. It makes you feel discouraged, it makes you feel unimportant, and just sucks. That was one of my biggest issues, and my time with BetterHelp, I was able to learn how to work through those type of issues. They showed me the coping mechanisms and the healthy ways of looking at numbers and stuff, and just not even comparing myself to other creators in general. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So stop comparing yourself and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode
69.
230. No, that'd be kind of sick, but no. Without, as you can see, Mr. Fruit, we are once again without our liege. But this time, he is going through recovery of his major jaw surgery. He got out, I think, probably like 5 or 6 days ago, something like that. And he's been working. He's been recovering really well. He had to go to Micro Center yesterday. Think about that. He had major jaw surgery, and he went to Micro Center yesterday to buy a new computer. Because we were gonna play the game together the other day, and his computer just exploded.
No shot.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
His computer doesn't work. He was trying to launch. We were trying to play Concord, and he was trying to launch Steam, and nothing ever worked.
My brother
So he had to reinstall
Christ.
Steam, reinstall Windows, and then he got to the point where he literally, I think, is building a brand new PC at this moment. I think that's his recovery right now.
I mean, feels good that there is something a little bit cathartic about building a PC, but at the same time, that sucks ass.
Yeah, so feel really bad for him because we were really excited to play Concord together, which we can talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, jaw surgery went really good. He's recovering well. Everything it feels good. No complications anywhere. So I'll update you guys next week on how everything's going. But right now, I think everything's totally normal for our boy, and I'll update you guys when we know any timetable of his return. But for now, we're gonna talk about some Concord that I played. For those that don't know what Concord is, this is the game that Christian and I were trying to play before his computer exploded. It's like I mean, I hate to say this because my friend Jake is working on it. So Jake, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. He's like a character model guy. Okay. So the character models in that game, banger, Jake. All right. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. I love how the game looks. I love how the characters look.
You did what you could with what you had.
Yeah.
And it probably banged.
It's okay. Like, it's not, it's just like the 18th million hero shooter. You know what I mean? Like, I think this, my genre, like, appeal for this genre has slowly waned away. I think it's just not as fun as maybe it's just not as good as Overwatch or something.
I could have told you that I like it. Actually, I think that's exactly what we said a couple of weeks ago when we talked about Concord for the first time. We were like, I don't think the industry knows yet that we're kind of over hero shooters.
We kind of just don't give a shit anymore. So, I mean, it's fun. I think, like, for it being it's $40, so you have to pay $40. But I mean, the bones are there, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun. Like, I enjoyed like the 3 hours I played it, but I probably couldn't have gone more than that. It's not something that I could play for hours on end. But it was still like fun with your friends. But my alarm. But every game is kind of like that. So if you're interested in Hero Shooters, it's on PS5. The beta is going on right now. I think by the time you're listening to this, it might be ending. Yeah. So Concord, check it out. It's very okay. If you have any interest in hero shooters, are you gonna check it out, Blue, at all? I know I threw some codes.
I do actually want to check it out just because. Okay, Jake, I'm so sorry. Jake, I want you to know that once again, I don't know you personally, but Rob vouches for you, your character, who you are as a, you know, what you do. Yeah, I want to check it out because it looks bad. So, I'm. That's just for me, you know. That's for me. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot. What interested about me? What interested about me is the same reason like people like The Room. You know, one of the worst movies of all time. Because it's bad. And not saying Concord's one of the worst movies, one of the worst video games of all time. It's just when I see that, I'm just like, damn. They thought they were inspired. They thought they were cooking. So I'm gonna give it a shot. From the gameplay I've seen, I mean, it looks good, or as good as like a 2016 hero shooter can be. So
yeah, I mean, the game looks really nice.
The art style, the art style is super sick. As is, you know, as does most art style these days. That people do tend to knock it out of the park creatively when it comes to, you know, direction. But and I do like that futuristic, you know, future Mad Max type aesthetic. But yeah, I don't know, hero shooters.
Yeah. Speaking of hero shooters, well, take out the hero part.
Jesus Christ, Rob.
There was probably
crazy.
What? It's just a transition.
That was crazy. That is a crazy transition.
Probably one of the most insane things I think I've seen yesterday.
Dude.
So somebody took it into their hands to, I mean, I'll call it out like it is, try to assassinate Donald Trump yesterday at a rally in Pennsylvania. Do you know where you were, Blue, when you heard it? Or like when you like heard what happened?
So yesterday I woke up, took out Boomy, and like as I'm getting home, it's like an Apple News, you know, on your phone, notification, and it's like I don't even remember exactly, but I just remember seeing something about the shooting at a Trump rally, and I was like, oh, that fucking sucks ass. Like, I don't even want to think about the ramifications of not only what is going to come from this, but also, who may have been hurt at this rally.
Yeah.
And so then I get on Twitter because I'm just making food or whatever, and then I see, oh shit, dude, live on stream, Zoomer Brain,
live with his chat.
Zoomer Brain live on stream, live on TV. Survived an assassination attempt, and I was like, dude, this is it's wild to be watching history and like to see a video and know like, holy shit, like this is going to be.
But like, didn't you feel weird though? Like it was almost like, dang, I'm watching history, but then like, I'm gonna go watch cartoons after. Like it was just so weird that like world news just kind of seems like a normal thing. And it's just like, oh, yeah, like, that's crazy. All right, let me go over here and do this now. Like
our generation is so desensitized. Well, our generation, Gen Z, and then the upcoming, I don't even know the name of it. I'm losing track of the generations. We've been so desensitized to world events.
I think, or something.
Is it Gen Alpha? That's kind of.
I have no idea,
dude. When are we getting Gen Sigma?
I could be wrong.
You know what I mean? but we've become so desensitized that it's like, because I would look like my parents, right? They were like, "Holy shit! Did you see what happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy."
Yeah,
we're so desensitized to world events that watching a literal assassination attempt happen live on TV, it was, while shocking, we immediately go straight to, okay, well, what's going to come from this? Like, what else happened? We're not quite as like, I don't know. We're just desensitized. So yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
I went straight to playing 14.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was like, oh shit, like did this dude just win the election?
I mean, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's like, for me, like, as you guys know, the dream team and like this podcast, we're not the biggest Donald Trump fans or supporters, clearly. But I will say, I'm not cool with political violence in any sort of sense of the word. I mean, we start doing this bullshit, who knows what, like, this is like, it just makes me so sad, dude. I felt seriously like the exact same way I felt watching like the insurrection. It's just like a terrible and sad day, dude. Like, we're literally trying to assassinate political figures in this country now. It's like we're just so divided, and like it just makes me sad, dude. It just makes me really sad.
I think that's where I'm at, like, too, because I'm
just super sad, and then like disappointed too when I hear people saying like this is staged and something like that. That's like, we make fun of QAnon people and stuff like that, but if you're saying that, man, somebody died. Like, you're no better than those people when you say shit like that.
Yeah, someone
you're
died.
No better.
Someone else was injured. And
you're no better than them if you start thinking that way and start thinking. And spoiler, I don't think Donald Trump really needed this wind behind his sails.
That's also what I'm saying. I was like,
I hate to say it, but I think Biden really needed this jump in the polls. If this was what we like, if this is what truly like happened.
I'm in the same boat where, because I was like, a lot of people were like instantly straight to, oh, this was staged, and I was like, okay, like if it comes out as staged, I don't think it would change anything anyways. That's how
like
divided our politics are anyway. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like I don't really like, that's crazy to stage what killed a person. And what's more sad to me is like, it did like that person's death kind of got swept under the rug, and like
that's what I'm saying too. Like, somebody died at this event, and we're not talking about that. We're not talking about gun control. I mean, the topics are like, is this staged? Is this gonna put him ahead of the polls now? And it's like, it's just crazy to me, man, that like what happened yesterday and like what I'm seeing coming from it now, and the dialect of it.
It does go immediately so political, and that's how it is crazy, because that's how divided we are, to the point. I mean, first and foremost, yeah. I mean, I'm in the same boat where I say I'm not a Donald Trump stan. I think that dude has done incredible damage to our country. But holy shit, this is, we as Americans, we consider ourselves up to a certain standard because we are a pretty sick ass country. And so when you see like assassinations happening still, assassination attempts, like just publicly, it really like shows us how far we've fallen, I guess, in not just American politics, but like world politics in general. So it's super concerning. Obviously, as much as we don't like Donald Trump, it's also just as concerning when we see political violence, because it's like,
Yeah, man,
dude,
you
I don't
see
even know
that here.
I don't even know how to
just don't
describe it.
see
I don't even know how to
that.
describe it because
That's scary, man. Like that's scary. Like when we start killing other like political like nominees and stuff like that, and there's obviously like the dialect of like, how do you miss that and stuff like that, and like all the memes that come from it. But like if you take a step back, like it's way bigger than that.
it's
And way
really
scarier.
terrifying. It's super terrifying, and it kind of, I guess for me, it puts it in perspective. Like if it's literally happening to the president, like to one of the presidential candidates, it shows how quickly it could happen to just one of us normal
Anybody,
everyday
man.
people
Yeah.
over political disagreement, and
And
that's really scary. So it just sucks. It puts a lot of things into perspective. We
I think
obviously
that-
we hate political violence here, so I mean we hate violence of any kind. So it's terrifying.
For me, and what the saddest part is, it's like it's pretty easy fix, gun control. But even when they are shooting at the Republican nominee, there's not going to be anything done about like guns or anything like that. So just another like thing we have to kind of like chalk it up to, and it's fucking sad. And the whole world talked about it, so I figured we should have our sort of say on it. But yeah,
It's
political
definitely-
violence is never okay in any regard, in my opinion.
It's definitely extra scary because of what I said, where the person who got killed kind of got swept up in the whole spectacle of it.
Yeah.
It's same deal with like the ramifications of what is going to happen here. It's the news articles are holy shit, this dude, like Trump just survived an assassination attempt, which obviously like that's the main thing.
I will say though, I'm gonna meme it up a little bit. I think I could be part of the Secret Service after seeing the job they did yesterday.
Dude, what the fuck
Like-
was that?
But like that's what we got up there. Like I got it. Like
One of the elite. This is the
These are the
defense of
guys.
our
These are the
defense of our
women and the
most
men.
important people, and they're just like, guys, Ward of Dawn.
yeah, it was odd. Like Sydney even said that like their reaction.
That
to it
was
odd.
weird.
But then again, like I said, I was like, have we ever seen an assassination attempt on a president before? No.
I guess
So,
they don't have a lot of practice, but at the same time,
exactly. I would think
I
they
guess
do a better job than that. Oh my god.
I mean, I guess the way that he like was falling down, there probably wasn't like a whole lot of options, and they probably just saw like, okay, what can we do right now? Like, okay, on the ground. But the fact that it took him, I will say how quickly they were like, all right, target down. Like I was like, all right, damn, the counter terrorist popped off. Yeah, like
Well, Sydney's like, why don't they all have their guns out? I was like, because Sydney, around the frame you don't see, I was like, there's probably 8 snipers on that roof. There's probably 4 over there, and I was like, their job is just to be a body like shield. Like,
and I guess in that perspective, it's a little more understandable. But I have to. What's crazy to me is there's a roof right next to a presidential candidate's rally,
and a pretty polarizing candidate at that point.
Pretty heckin' polarizing candidate, and that roof wasn't secure. Even as someone who is not in the Secret Service, wouldn't you think one of the most important things to secure would be a nearby rooftop?
Yeah, bro.
that is
some
like
people gotta be
100
getting
yards
fired.
from a polarizing political candidate's rally. Doesn't that seem a little weird? So I am still in the boat, like, Secret Service. What are we doing? That's insane to
Yeah.
me. Crazy.
I gotta give it to Trump. You know, he's a piece of shit, but like that boy got content on his brain at all times, bro. To
Yeah,
throw up like a fist like that.
Even when he was about to die, he was
I
like,
watched it like, God damn it, this fucking dude.
even when he almost
like,
got shot, he was like, "Where's my camera?"
yeah, like his mind immediately on content. Like, just he's a content machine. Like, it's crazy. But I'm with you. I was like, did I just watch Donald Trump win the election? And I think I did.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
If it does come out that staged, obviously,
there's no way. There's no way.
In any other political climate, it would be like, wow, what a piece of shit. His election bid is over. But if it were to come out, it would just be like, oh shit, that was fake. Like everyone would just, obviously, like, we would be like, dude, what the fuck? How is this still happening? But ultimately, it wouldn't change anything. And like you said, I have a hard time seeing it staged because, yeah, he wasn't exactly struggling. Biden, Dark Brandon over here, who is like,
oh, bro, he called President Putin the president of Ukraine. You see that? Oh my god, this dude's so old. It's hilarious.
It's like when you look at it's like that 3-headed dragon meme where you have like America, and then like just one of the like America Democrats, and then the other head is Biden, and I'm like, man, this is the best. Like this is the pinnacle. This is the pinnacle of what left-leaning.
That's a two-party system, baby. That's what we do. You know, come on.
I'm like, bro,
so bad.
We're so fucked. I mean, it sucks to be like in the same spot that I felt, oh my god, 8 years ago, where I'm just sitting there just like, man, both these guys suck, but one sucks way worse. And 8 years later, it's like, man, both of these guys suck, but one's way worse. And
both these old idiots suck.
Then 4 years ago, man, both of these guys suck, but one's way worse. And it is what it is. But our political climate's crazy and scary and spooky, and all I can say is show kindness to the people next to you as best you can.
I think we all are very, I mean, we say this all the time, at least in like the political like spectrum. I think like this country's more divided than ever. I think like maybe this is like the tipping point where it's like, okay, like maybe we should like get this back to being like C-SPAN.
And don't forget, like, don't forget the people that you shit post or demonize on the internet, or don't forget that they're people, they're human beings with lives, with families, with relatives.
It's just bad opinions, which is really bad opinions.
And I hate a lot of people's opinions. And some of y'all probably should be in jail for some of these opinions, but we live in the goddamn America with free speech, baby. So, salutes up to that motherfucking eagle.
That was kind of, I mean, the whole world was talking about it. So,
dude,
we have Blue. You have been in your own little world. You have been 2 weeks now into Dawntrail, which is the newest Final Fantasy expansion. I mean, I haven't seen your tweets. I saw you and Dork have mental illness over this weird dog thing you thought was hot.
What? Whoa. Okay, whoa. Pause. You can't just let that rip.
Well, that's what it was. Dork was barking and arfing at like this, like it looked like a dog thing. And then
whoa. Okay, no,
I'm finding it.
It's a Are you kidding?
Yeah, okay, well,
dog thing?
This.
You really said a dog thing?
What is that's not a dog? That's a cat?
If anything, that's probably the most. It's okay. First of all, it's a lion girl. Second of all,
okay,
Second of all, you cannot look at that. Put it back up on the camera.
Okay.
Second of all, you can't look at that and not say wood. Like, let's be so for real right now.
I mean, I don't think it's not human. Am I, what is that? That's not racist. That's like, I'm not like,
so
I just,
for
I don't
audio
know.
listeners, Rob is referring to the Femroth race that Final Fantasy 14 just came out with a Dawntrail. I'm just gonna be about straight up. It's
Hey.
definitely furry. It's definitely in the furry category. And you know what?
But definitely more humanoid though than I would say.
It's very far on the humanoid.
Yeah.
It's far more human than animal. So I just want to put it out there. This thing straight up has a human body, human shape, human tits. All right, and just happens to have a facial structure that perhaps leans
a lioness
face. And I would just like to say, before Dork and I are judged, don't act like motherfuckers didn't want to fuck that fish from Shark Tale or whatever the fuck it was called. Don't act like you weren't.
Was that the Will Smith movie?
That was the Will Smith one. Don't act like you weren't absolutely down disastrous for Lola fucking Bunny, all right? Let's just get it straight.
Now,
this is in the same realm
now
as
you're speaking
this.
my language.
Now, this is in the same realm as those. I'm not talking the weird, like...
I'll give you Lola Bunny, all right? I'll give you Lola.
All right, this is in the same realm as that. This is in the same vicinity as that, okay?
I would potentially arf at Lola Bunny.
You're goddamn right you would,
her Space
all right?
Jam,
I would potentially throw an arf for a boo.
You're goddamn right. So I just want to put that where the realm on the furry scale this is, all right?
Okay.
Let's just get that out there. That being said, yes,
yes,
I did type arf woof woof bark ribbit to that. And
ribbit. The ribbit is funny.
So yeah, secondly,
Tails.
come on, you could not
the pink fish?
No, was it Shark Tales? Shark Tale, Will Smith. Well, I'm gonna be that guy that like looks up things on the Shark Tale, Will Smith. Yeah, Yellowfish. Yeah, you're right. Come on, you cannot tell me you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I've never seen this.
Yeah. Well, you would. Yeah. You didn't have to say anything. So, anyways, Dawntrail came out. Not what I expected.
Oh,
and dare I say, I have a lot of criticism.
Oh.
So as everyone knows,
not the best thing in the world.
So as everyone knows,
I'm actually kind of.
I love Final Fantasy 14. I'm a massive stan.
A lot. You do.
People roast me in the comments about it to this day, and they probably will continue to. And to that, I say, eat my ass cheeks. Tips the hat.
Eat them.
So Dawntrail came out. We obviously have a bunch of new content, a bunch of new dungeons, whole big MSQ, big graphics update. More subtle of a graphics update than a lot of people are expecting. If you were to hear graphics update, but it is still very nice compared to obviously what we had before. I am a huge story enjoyer in Final Fantasy 14. I'm just go out here and say my initial criticism right now is probably the criticism of what most people have. It's that the first half of the story sucks ass. Holy crap. This shit sucks. This shit is like D1 levels of...
No way.
This
like
shit
D1
like,
Stranger levels?
This one, not D1 Stranger levels. Obviously the story is much better than
Fleshed
that.
out.
But like, it's like, so for me, obviously I'm just gonna go into the spoilers, right? Because there's not really a good way of describing this.
I mean, who gives, like, nobody's really listening to this going like, I need to finish my Dawntrail story, Blue.
It's been 2 weeks. Fuck you. A lot of people... Oh, before we go into Dawntrail, I have met so many people while I was playing that were like, oh, hey, Blue. And I was like, how the fuck do you know who I am? And then I realized, oh, right, I have my character name in my Twitter bio. And I've met so many people that are like, wow, like, I've been having such a good time. Like, you're the reason I got into Final Fantasy. And I was like, wow.
Oh,
Thanks. My heart. I
Wholesome.
never get
Like that.
noticed normally in 14. So like when Dawntrail drops and like there's a new expansion, I was kind of shocked. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people noticing me. It feels good, man. So shout out to all those people who I met through like random, in the world things. Now that being said, let me bring it back to the station. Dawntrail starts off really ass. It's like it's the story is good, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
so we go to this place called Ural, which is basically South America.
Yeah.
And the whole premise of the story is that we have to help this cat lady, big lion lady, Wook Lamont. Super charming, super endearing.
I like that name.
Great name.
Fun to say.
My friends have endearingly referred to her now as Wook Lamau. I did not choose that. So, now, Wook Lamont is a bit of a polarizing character. She's basically like every anime trope into one character, and a lot of people don't really like Wook Lamau. I like Wook Lamau. Now, here's the thing. We spend the entire first half of the story talking about how much Wook Lamau wants the throne. We're going to Tural to help Wook Lamau get the throne. Her father is retiring and is basically holding a contest so that it's like, hey, my kids and whoever else wants to, if you want to claim for the throne, then I have a bunch of trials for you.
He's pissed if I'm his kid.
Well, he has several kids. So we spend 5 levels of the story, which 5 levels is not a small amount in Final Fantasy 14. 5 levels is like, if 5 levels is like
more than like half of a campaign.
5 levels is like 20 hours of story.
Jeez, that's a lot of story.
Some shit like that. And usually I'm the type of guy who will go through and like read everything, listen to everything.
Yeah.
My ass started skipping cutscenes because I was so bored. It was bad.
Us.
And a lot of people really liked this story, but we spent the first 5 levels basically going around jerking off every single villager in every single town, being like, whoa, we have to get to know these people. If I'm gonna ascend the Dawn Throne, haha, I have to understand my people. And then we spend like 2 fucking years understanding each and every person. This villager is like, guys, I need milk. Wook Lamau is like, we have to go get milk. We spend 8 years getting them milk. And then suddenly, oh, we saved the world because we got them milk. And I'm sitting over here like, this sucks.
Like,
and obviously, there's a lot of nuance.
No stakes. You're saying there's really like no stakes.
There's nothing wrong with no stakes. And I understand they're trying to world build and like, add a level of culture to the place. And, we're just going on a nice little adventure, learning about the culture of the people that we're, helping our, we're basically not mercenary, but, an associate. And I'm so bored. I'm going to fall asleep. I hate that first half of the story. Now, a lot of people, my partner, he was like, I actually really liked it. It was really cool seeing the world expand, getting to know more about Wook Lamau. And it was actually really nice. Meanwhile, I'm over here bitching and moaning. I'm like, this shit fucking sucks. I hate this. This is so boring. When are we going to go beat the shit out of some random god-eating snake?
You're like the minority opinion or the majority of the opinion?
I would say, as of right now, it's a pretty even split.
Okay.
A lot of people really like that it's just like a little bit of an adventure and we learn more about the world that we're going to. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, man, this quest design sucks ass. Man, if I have to go speak to Wook Lamau one more time, I'm gonna shoot my fucking. I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna explode. So 5 levels. I start skipping shit because I'm so bored. Mind you, when we do get cool shit like dungeons, peak, awesome, fucking sick. The combat design is amazing. This is probably the best combat design I've ever played in Final Fantasy 14 in normal content. I'm like, this cooked. It's difficult. It's fun. I'm learning new things. This puzzle is sick to figure out. So peak. Combat, no notes. Yoshi P, perfect. Keep
it up.
So peak. Story team, why am I going around to every village, jerking off this one village who needs milk? And then I go to another village and they're like, guys, let's make a pinata. And Wuklamau is like, we should make a pinata. And then my character is like, you're so right. We should make a pinata. And then we spend 6 quests making a fucking pinata. And I want to die.
Viva Pinata is one of my favorite games ever.
Cook. So anyways, the first 5 levels is that. And then we finally... And then
that's 20 hours.
That's like 20 hours. That's like 20 hours of that. Day 1,
okay. I
was playing Dawntrail and I was like, am I cooked? Is this where I hate this game now?
You guys are gonna ask me what I think about this game, and I hype it up so much. Like
I was like, this sucks. And I was like, dude, am I out of Final Fantasy 14? Anyways, then I start getting the dungeons, and I'm like, nah, I'm back in, baby. I remember. This is what I'm here for. Takes 5 levels. We finally get character arcs for all of the Dawn servants, all of his children. You got Zeralja, which is basically just Killmonger in lizard form. You got Koana, I don't know, green-haired breedable cat boy the community loves. You got Wuklamau. People are very split on Wuklamau. And then you have, inexplicably, the most popular character in the expansion, the villain turned like sympathetic bully, Bakuljaja, who is a big tool-headed jacked ass lizard boy.
Okay.
He quickly becomes the most popular character because 1, everyone loves an anti-hero, and then 2, apparently everyone is really thirsty over two-headed lizard boy, which I don't inexplicably I don't fully understand. The FF community is strange, and we have Femroths that everyone's thirsting over, which yes, I'm one of them. But if you look up Bakul Jaja, or you'll see a jacked two-headed lizard, and everyone on Twitter is like, dude, my body is a hole, sir. And I'm here on like reading this on Twitter, like, what the fuck? And even the devs were like, yeah, we did not expect Bakul Jaja of all characters to be the one that ended up the most popular. Anyways, everyone's thirsty over Jack Lizard Daddy. We finally get to some cool shit, like 96 levels in. Second half of the story, really, really good. We get some futuristic opera. Some stakes get higher. Wuklamau already ascends the throne. We got some Disney ass theme tracks happening. They're ass, and I hate them. But the OST in general slaps. Every once in a while, we get some cool ass dungeons, and we finally get to the ending. And I'm like, yeah, never mind. This is the best fucking game of all time. I fucking love Final Fantasy 14. So it finally brings it around the corner because we start getting to like, some existential threat type shit.
Put that milk down. The world's dying.
Yeah, we uncover some threats in Tural that we didn't expect. Our world-destroying Godslayer character is like, holy shit, we gotta take care of this.
Is Siva there? No, Siva.
Siva's not quite there. Siva's not quite there.
Okay,
but we do get some like crazy ass like robots that want to like destroy the worlds.
They came from Helldivers.
Killmonger gets control of the automatons. Best way I can describe it. Okay. We get a deadbeat dad story. We get a deadbeat dad story. We get a deadbeat dad story. We get like a manic pixie genocide AI mommy. We get it all. We get the threat of the world collapsing on itself. We get massive mecha robots fucking shit up.
It's starting to sound sick. Yeah.
We get dude, we get like a sick ass soundtrack where like we sound like we're killing gods. We go to a fucking AI world where we have to destroy this AI Sailor Moon mommy right at the source, or else she's gonna like rejoin the worlds and cause chaos. Then we have to like come to terms with the fact that in this world we have to let go, and it's an allegory for the fact that letting spirits free is the most important way to honor them and allow them to not only let us go but also their memory go on. And one of the characters,
that's beautiful.
One of the main characters has a really fucking hot MILF mom, and in this AI world, that matters? She's so hot.
All that matters in this world.
She's so hot.
Just if they're
We're like, Aaronville, your mom
NPCs
is so
breedable or
hot.
not?
I just want to say this, Aaronville, your mom is hot.
If you're listening.
And all the while we do this while saving the fucking world. And I'm like, I'm so locked in. The last 4 levels of Dawntrail made me forget about the first 6 levels of Dawntrail sucking ass.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
And also,
I did see you post a little capybara you were riding. That was cute. Is that part of the game now?
and all the content in this game, this expansion has some of the best content I've played in 14. Like there's so much shit to do. All the new mounts are so good. The capybara is really cool. For more context, there are world bosses that the servers have to spawn. They have to do like a bunch of like, you know, like you have to kill a bunch of like snakes around like this one specific area, and it has the potential to spawn a big snake world boss. And if you kill that snake world boss twice, you get to turn in the currency to get the capybara mount. So right now, a lot of people are losing their minds because it's really hard to spawn this boss without people instantly pulling it. It's like, if you're not there, you probably won't get it. That's how usually people will wait.
You gotta like sit around at a spawn for 50 minutes.
Yeah, exactly,
almost,
exactly. More, sometimes like several hours if you really want this mount.
Damn. That's tight. Like that's what I feel like MMO should be like. Like
it's sick. That's
an experience in itself.
Yeah,
like,
it's super dope.
Cool.
You'll have just an instance of like hundreds of people just like trying to spawn this fate because the timer is reset, and now it's like, oh dude, guys, it's been 24 hours. We could spawn the snake. Like we got to get this capybara. And then sometimes it might spawn, sometimes it might not. Sometimes people will sit there for like 8 hours and no one spawn. Sometimes, like me, you'll just happen to come across people spawning it, and I'll be like, tight, wow, this currency is sick. And then people would be like, guys, instance 2, there's another one. Cool, I just killed 2 snakes in a row. I got a capybara mount. And then you have people like Sammy who sit there for 8 hours, still haven't gotten the capybara.
Poor dude.
Poor dude, get fucked. But my capybara is sick. His name's Carl. We're bros. You don't have a capybara, get fucked.
Is Carl the default name? Like for like, because Carl was your name in Power World for your first like.
Dude, Carl's such a good name. I don't know how to describe it.
It's a good name. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not saying it's a bad name.
Yeah.
This was like, is that the default?
I guess it's the default. I guess it's the default I go to for my bro. The capybara is called the Melapiara.
Oh, so they don't call it capybara.
But it is called, but in the lore, every mount has like a lore you could read. It's capybara in certain other parts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we save a capybara, and it's sick. And
so,
fuck yeah,
is the raid out for this game, or like your equivalent of like end game content type beat?
So typically, it starts with 2 quote unquote raids, which is I guess the more so equivalent of like more so the equivalent difficulty wise of like a D2 dungeon.
Okay.
And they're called trials. They start with 2 trials, which are really, really sick. We got a Balgormanda, big ass lizard dude, big ass flying serpent, and then we have Zeralja, who is a
naturally
Devil May Cry looking ass Killmonger dude, and they're really dope. So you get two really cool quote unquote raids. They're trials. They're basically easier raids. And then actually on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have the first raid tier, which is 4 new raids coming out. And then the savage version of the raid, which is like the really hard, the true hard mode raid version, coming out 2 weeks after that. So we have Final Fantasy content for days. I think Dawntrail is the best combat design they've ever done. The dungeons are really hard in all the right ways. They're hard, but like just hard enough to where like the first time you go through it, you're probably gonna die. You're probably your homies are probably gonna wipe. Like there's tension, there's friction, and it makes it way more fun to do. The fights are really creative in a way I haven't seen 14 do in quite a long time, and I have some problems with the job updates. But for the most part, like the job updates have been super, super nice, and the new jobs are amazing. Viper is fucking awesome. My ADHD brain go burr. I'm getting carpal tunnel from playing it. And Pictomancer is sick for all the gays and the girls. I know you guys love Pictomancer. Super popular job. Final Fantasy 14's back. It's so peak. Soken is so good at making OSTs. I don't know how he keeps cooking. But goddamn, that story sucks so much ass the first 6 levels that I would not be surprised.
But it turned around.
But it did turn around. So I have my criticisms of Dawntrail, but for me, this is one of those expansions that like maybe the main story, the main campaign isn't the greatest for a lot of people, but the battle content is so peak that that's exactly why I play 14. I play it for the story, but really I play it for the raids, the trials, the dungeons, the difficulty, the puzzle solving, the job mastery, the cool mounts to get, the cool things to do in the world, and all of that so far has been super, super sick. So I've been very pleasantly surprised. As of right now, Dawntrail is a solid like.
This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's extremely easy to compare yourself to other people, especially with social media. I can't tell you how many times I've compared my sub count or view count to other kind of creators that I'm involved in the space with, which is absolutely like just the worst thing you can do as a creator. It makes you feel discouraged, it makes you feel unimportant, and just sucks. That was one of my biggest issues, and my time with BetterHelp, I was able to learn how to work through those type of issues. They showed me the coping mechanisms and the healthy ways of looking at numbers and stuff, and just not even comparing myself to other creators in general. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So stop comparing yourself and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG.
It's hard to like quantify it because like right now I would give Dawntrail a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. That's fucking good.
But
what more could you ask for?
It would be a 10 out of 10 if the first half of the story didn't suck so much ass. Because let me tell you, the first half of the story, I would give that shit like a 3 out of 10. That shit sucked. That shit sucked so much ass. The first half of the story was so bad, it knocked a point off the entire expansion for me.
Blue, I thought you were a Final Fantasy show. Like, no matter what, you would say it was good. The fact to hear you say that something sucked to Final Fantasy lets me know that your opinion is valid. That
I love this game. I care about it so much.
Substandard bullshit.
But I was playing that shit. I was sitting there playing that shit like, this is the shit I'd be recommending to people? I'm embarrassing. But it got there, so it got there. It eventually got there, unlike me, my meandering ass talking about anything. So, congratulations, everyone. You got the rare Blue Westlow shouting into the void, shouting into the abyss. I hope I didn't bore you. I'm really not bad at these rants. Actually, I'm really bad at these rants. So,
No, that's a good rant. I wanted it. I mean, giving something a 9 out of 10, calling it a rant is pretty insane.
Yeah. At one point.
Anything else we want to talk about before we go to Q&A? Kind of. Oh, wait. I did see a movie.
I was really interested about this opinion because
I saw the movie Longlegs. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but the marketing behind Longlegs has been pretty out there.
It's been pretty crazy, yeah.
And it's been pretty good marketing to the point where it got me to go get tickets to go see a movie. And I'm not like a scary movie thriller type guy. And this will be a spoiler-free review. So in the chapter, I'll have it say like spoiler-free review. So like, don't worry, I won't say any of the spoilers. But this is a scary movie. I wouldn't say like scary. It's more like thriller type detective beat. I thought I would like it more, but I still liked it. The police side of it is good. The evil, spooky side of it is interesting. So like for me, as like somebody that's super not into scary movies or not really into thriller detective type movies, it kept me entertained the whole time. Did I think the payoff was like as cool as other people? Probably not. But for a scary movie to keep my attention the whole way and like me going like, I had fun and like I enjoyed the movie.
Pretty good.
Because it's like I would say it's more like a slow burn horror than an actual like jump scare movie, if that makes sense. So if you like more of a slow burn horror, I would say this is kind of the movie for you. What were you saying?
More like psychological thriller.
Yeah, more like weird visuals, like just kind of, and then like slowly you're like, I don't know what I'm watching, and then like you kind of go like, okay, I kind of get where this is going, and then you go, and then I like so, it's how you think the payback pays you back. But good movie, like it kept me entertained, and that's really all I could ask for. Was like 7 out of 10, which is great.
Hey, the Rob scale
kind
is
of movie.
strict. All right.
Yeah, so like 7 out of 10.
So
for a
7 out of
spooky
10 is
movie,
real good on the Rob scale.
that's a great score. It's a great score. I also saw Quiet Place 2. I thought that was fun, and the cat is okay.
Okay,
7
Quiet Place
as
2
well.
or Quiet Place Day 1?
Or the Day 1 or whatever it's called. I forgot.
I don't know anything about the movie. I just know Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn are in it. That's all I know about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else you have for topics, Blue?
I got nothing. I'm ready for
Okay.
this meaty Q&A because we haven't had like a
Yeah.
solid one in a while.
MC asks, what has been everyone's favorite era of content that you've made, and what made that era your favorite? You know what I would say? I would say the first like year of the Dream Team. And I would say that was my favorite year because we just uploaded and had fun. And at that point, it was totally not like thinking about views or anything. Like it was
Yeah.
just like my boy's like doing his thing and like everyone's having fun and like whatever. Like, and it was just so new and like cool. Like there was no pressure or like, I don't know. Like
I agree. It was like in its
ignorance
infancy.
is bliss kind of thing.
It was like in its infancy, and we weren't thinking about the business of it. We weren't thinking about the the views. We
I
weren't
hope
thinking
this does well for Christian's
Yeah,
channel.
we weren't
like-
thinking about the weight of what we were doing. We weren't thinking about of our place in like the content cycle.
We were also just enjoying Destiny too.
And-
like,
and truly-
Destiny was fun.
Truly, none of us really understood how big we were.
Yeah,
because
I think that too.
it was crazy to think that we're like literally pulling like several hundreds of thousands, like 500,000 a video. And we would be like
Every week.
like anything less than that, we would be like, oh, this video's not doing that well. Like has 400,000 views in like a couple days. We're like, not doing that well. I don't know. There's something so electric about the start of Destiny, and the fact that we were there doing something that nobody else was doing. But like we grew up with like that, like having like silly, funny groups playing a game, and for us, it was just hanging out, doing goofy shit. We weren't thinking about anything other than just like having fun, making a stupid video. We weren't thinking about like, oh, am I being funny? We weren't thinking about how well is this gonna do. We weren't thinking about our legacy or anything like that. We were just in the moment doing our thing. The first like 2 years, I don't think we thought about anything other than we're just making funny, silly videos. And obviously now it's different because, you know, everything that came before it obviously weighs on our minds. But yeah, dude, like the first couple of years of Dream Team where we were just doing our thing, didn't have to think about anything but doing our thing. It was really special. Yeah. I would say the second is my second favorite was when we was the Among Us era.
Yeah, Among Us was sick. Just having like full lobbies and be like, sorry, dude, we got 12 tonight. Like, sorry. Like that was cool.
The Among Us era where we kind of like really got to shitpost. Like the game really allowed us to like be ourselves again in a way that we hadn't really gotten to be in video games in a while. So,
and you know what's crazy, bro? Like 10 Dream Team videos was about the equivalent of what one Among Us video brought in. Like, isn't that crazy? Like that the Among Us views are like just how much bigger that was than technically whatever the Dream Team ever was.
It's crazy. It's crazy because we thought we had peaked when we started Dream Team, and Among Us was so big. It's true. Like all of our Among Us videos were like at 1 million views.
Yeah, it
which
was crazy.
obviously Among Us was like this crazy flash in the pan, and nobody's an Among Us channel.
The pandemic, there was just like the perfect formula.
No one's an Among Us channel, but it's crazy to think that our peak was just a couple years ago. And what's even funnier is Dork was so popular from that Dork had a straight up compilation of Dork Among Us like things, like haha best of Dork compilation. And I was like, Dork, you got a fucking compilation video on YouTube.
You got a comp.
Like you gotta stand comp. That's crazy.
That none of us made. Like none of your friends, like you, like that was sick.
Yeah,
Fun
crazy.
Time. Andre says, "Hey Rob, will you watch the European Champions that start June 14th?" Yeah, we're in May 30th, by the way, on these Q&As. If you are, what team are you rooting for? The final is today. The final is between Spain and England. That final is literally today. I think it's in a couple hours here. Anybody but England. So I'm rooting for Spain, specifically today. Please say football, Spain. Caraxi says, off the top of your heads, who's one video game protagonist or antagonist you think you'd get along with the most?
Oh, probably Homelander.
I get along with Kirby the most. All he says is hi, and he's pretty. I think would be pretty chill. He breathes. Yeah, exactly. He inhales. I like to inhale. He likes to inhale. We just inhale different things. If Kirby inhaled a marijuana plant, would he turn into a marijuana plant, and then I could break off a little piece of Kirby and smoke Kirby?
Yes. You pick.
Okay, so I'll do that.
You break some butt off his head.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I'll do Kirby. I like how valid. Yeah, for sure. Totally.
100%.
And then antagonist, bad guy. I think Ganondorf would be pretty cool to hang out with. I feel like he's kind of misunderstood, and I think I could get down to the center of that core about with Ganondorf.
He's in a couple war crimes, but he's a baby girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could figure it out.
Yeah.
And there's different. I'm talking Ganondorf in the Ocarina of Time timeline here. I'm not talking Ganondorf in the other games. I'm talking Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. Maybe I can get to there before he commits war crimes. Maybe I can get there before then.
Bet. Antagonist? Well, Protag, who I get along with, I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Who would you get along with? Maybe Happy Feet from the movie Happy Feet, because you guys are both penguins.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's
that's
the easy answer, But I'm like, who would I don't know.
Solid Snake? You and Snake get along?
Yeah, we do
played all his games.
We do feel the weight of existentialism slowly creeping through our bodies. I don't know who I would get along with, to be honest. I wouldn't want to. I don't know if I really want to know any of the protagonists. I feel like I just want to admire them from afar.
Cloud? You wouldn't get along with Cloud from Final Fantasy VII?
Yes,
or Sora?
They're busy. Cool. I guess Sora, we're busy.
Sora's too happy.
They're busy saving. They're busy saving the world, and I'm just some dude playing video games. You know what I mean? I don't know what I would have in common with them. So, as far as antagonists, though, I would probably get along with, fucking. I don't know, dude. This is such a hard question. Antagonist. Hate everything. Hate the world. This place sucks.
Bowser?
Bowser's too thirsty. Bowser's Bowser's too much of a simp. Bowser's kind of giving incel vibes, you know what I mean? That's not really my thing.
I don't know any Final Fantasy 14 characters, so it's hard for me to
Oh, okay. So the character I'd get along with the most is Ishtola. Oh my god. And then the Final Fantasy 14 antagonist I would get along with the most is Emmett Selk, because I'm him. That's pretty much it. There you
go. Jaffe says, what would you guys say are some of your regrets you have working in content creation? I would say it's not a regret, because it's just something that I had to learn. Is when your hobby kind of becomes your job, what I used to use to dissociate from reality is the only thing that keeps me attached to reality. it was like, well, now I need to like learn to like find a new hobby or find something. Cause then it was like, if I was playing video games on my own time, felt like a piece of shit because I should be streaming this and making money and like, trying to like have a job and stuff like that and, work. But in reality, it's like, you don't have to necessarily always push yourself like that. And you can just still enjoy video games for what a video game is and help you escape from reality, even though it is a video game that does keep you attached to reality. So, I mean, I would say, like, that's not a regret, like, becoming a content creator, because like, doing this is, like, the luckiest thing and, like, the funnest thing I could have ever had fallen into. So I don't really have any regrets. I would just say that was probably the hardest thing to kinda learn about becoming a content creator. Because I really don't think of any regrets. Because that's kinda
I think I have the exact my answer is the exact same. I think for me, it's not. I think it is a regret. I think my biggest regret is not learning to separate work from video games. And I've quickly like I've learned that over the years that it's like, there's a way to for my video games to be an escape, but also to know like when like to not always feel guilty because I'm playing games and being like Rob said, like, oh, you're a piece of shit, you should be streaming right now. But it's like, if I'm not like 14 for me is that game, right? Where it's like I can have those games where it's like I'm not gonna stream it. Like it's just gonna be that's my thing, that's my video game, that's my escape. And maybe I stream it every once in a while, but like there's games you can have that are just for you, and there's your content games that people know you for, which D2 is that game for me. Like I'll stream
yeah.
D2 whenever I play it, but like it's important for me to have my own escape and to not forget that like video games are still like the thing that like give me joy, and to not forget that it gives me joy, and to not treat it like a job just because I'm not like streaming. Like if I'm not streaming, it's not my job. So
Yeah. B Sheep says, "Hey, question for Blue. My girlfriend's family lives in San Antonio, so we visited them a couple years,
ooh,
times a year, and we're just down there last week. I was keeping an eye, or I guess an ear out, I guess, because I don't know what you look like, out for you, but unfortunately, I don't think we cross paths. My question is, if you ever eat at Domingos that's on the River Rock, we ate there while I was visiting, and it was some of the best Mexican food I ever had."
Domingos. It definitely sounds familiar. You can't go wrong with Riverwalk food. Um, some of them are a little touristy, but for the most part, they do they do cook. Domingos. I've definitely seen Domingos. Oh yeah, that's right on the. I do remember. Domingo is when I was a lot younger. I actually ate there, and my parents actually met my sister's first boyfriend there because she was down by the Riverwalk doing something with like her volleyball team or something. And my dad was a dickhead to this poor dude. My dad was like, "Hey, oh, so you're dating my daughter?" And like he gave him like the firmest handshake of all time. And he was like, "You gotta toughen up, son," because the dude was like scared. But yeah, it actually happened at this place, Domingos. Really, really cool place. Really cool place. I don't remember the food because I was a lot younger, but yeah, Domingo's wicked. Oh,
Our boy
memories.
Pop Kurt says, "I feel like we haven't gotten any anime talk in a while. So what's been your guys' watching recently?" Um, I've been meaning. I watched like the first 5 episodes of the new My Hero season. That was pretty pog. I've been meaning to catch up on Solo Leveling because Solo Leveling was sick where I left off. Um, I also got to the point in Vinland Saga when the main character finally like grows into being like a older teenager. And then I watched Mashley a little bit. Mashley is like this fun like almost like Hogwarts. It's like the first like anime that I've ever watched. It's like leans into being a comedy first than any other anime, and then
Ooh.
badass animation second. And it's like actually kind of funny. Like it's like the first time where I'm watching an anime and I go like, like actually like that was funny. Because most other times, like a joke in anime, it'll give me like a like a little. But Ashley's actually pretty funny.
You
I
should
actually
watch.
really
Hey, hey, a quick rec. You should watch Konosuba then.
okay. Konosuba.
Yeah, Konosuba. You would like it. You would
Okay.
actually enjoy the dub as well.
And then I did watch a really weird anime that my friend told me to watch. I think we talked about it a little bit. Because I think Blue and Christian told me it's like an isekai or something where like somebody dies and then
Isekai.
a whole yeah, that.
East gay.
And yeah, that was like Makoku Tensei or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That show's a little horny though. Like that show might be a little too horny for me. Like I don't know.
It might not be my vibe. A little too horny for me. I feel that.
What about you, Lou? Any anime going on lately for you?
I've been honestly out of the anime game. I think the
Okay.
last thing I watched was Jujutsu Kaisen, which was gas. Don't get me wrong, super gas.
Hey, go get your Jujutsu Kaisen sauce at your local McDonald's.
The whole Shibuya arc, that was gas. But I've been a little out of the anime circle for a while. I've been deep in the video game trenches for the past couple months. It's been such a busy 2 months for video games, so I've been out of the anime circuit. Yeah, the last one I caught up on was Jujutsu Kaisen, so yeah, I've been a little out of it. I apologize.
Leviathan says, "Hey guys, first off, wanted to thank you three for all the dope content over the years. The Dream Team has been a big part of my life, so I just wanted to say thank you to the million. Thanks a million to you, awesome dudes. I wanted to ask if you guys ever considered doing another Friday night episode. I've rewatched a lot of the episodes, but those two still remain my favorite, and I find myself rewatching them numerous times during my work shift. Thanks for reading. What are the fight night episodes?
Yeah, Fight Night. Yeah,
Oh.
the rap battles.
Oh, okay. Oh, we could probably do that one while wait.
I've been itching
like
for more Jackbox style stuff in general lately, so that'd be fun. That was really fun. I remember that one because I cooked Dado so fucking hard, and I was like, I'm never gonna get Dado that good ever again. I gotta live in that moment. Cooked his ass.
Yeah, we could do like another thing like that. I think that'd be fun. Andre says McDonald's or Burger King.
Oh, come on. This is so easy.
Ooh.
You know what our answer is.
I don't know, man. I kind of flip flop. Like,
What do you mean you flip flop?
I mean, if I had to choose, it'd probably like nostalgia. All right, I'm gonna make a call here because now I'm afraid because now if I say the wrong thing because you said I would pick Burger King. Here
This is easy. No, what is wrong with you? You sick fuck.
Yeah. See, I would rather have, I think nowadays, a Whopper over a Big Mac.
Nah,
like right now in this very moment, I'd rather have a Whopper.
mental illness. I'm doing I'm gonna do a wellness check for you.
I asked some people I was gaming with, and I was like, yo, what would you guys? I was like, I couldn't decide what to get from Burger King. And I was like, hey, what would you guys get from Burger King? Because I was trying to, broaden my horizons a little bit. And they're like, I wouldn't get fucking Burger King. I was
Cook
like, all right,
his
fuck
ass.
you guys.
Cook his
I was like, all
ass.
right, fuck y'all. All right, fuck y'all.
Cook him.
MC534 says, I was talking to an old timer the other day, and they parted some perspective to me and wanted to see your thoughts. They said that happiness is a choice and that choosing to be happy is the real secret of happiness. Thoughts?
Yeah, that sounds like someone. That sounds like someone who doesn't have depression.
Yeah, I would say that's like a glass half full type of thing. Happy.
Yeah.
Like it's just somebody saying like, just look at like, yeah, you may not have a super nice Porsche, but hey, you drive a nice Mercedes and you have a nice car. That's probably like kind of the happiness is a choice. Like I chose to look at not my car and look at another person's car when in reality I should have compared and just look at my life. So I get that. Yeah, I understand that idea. But then I also understand the idea that Blue has and that some people literally can't do that. Like some people literally don't have that choice or not even choice, but like capability.
I I think it is like mostly what Rob said. It's like a glass half full thing, and I do believe a lot of people do be like having like a lot of self inflicted like victimization of themselves when like you have everything at your fingertips. Like you could you could do you could be fine, but yeah, a lot of people definitely make things worse for them, and they don't understand like that they're getting in the way of themselves, which is something I've definitely done. But I think it's a very like glass half full like kind of privileged take because for a lot of people that's just not an option. Like, and obviously like from the perspective of them, like obviously like probably like in first world society type perspective, you definitely have more opportunities to be happy than not. But even now with in America, the richest country in the world, it's a lot harder to necessarily find that happiness sometimes. And so I definitely don't think it's as simple as just saying like it's perspective. I think perspective definitely has a big impact on how you see the world. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot better at not being so nihilistic about things and more so being like, hey, like life is awesome, life is worth living. Um so from that perspective, yeah, I could see it because I've come out the other side with that same like I should stop getting in my own way about being happy. But there's a lot of people who are far less lucky than me that don't get that opportunity. So I think
Yeah.
it's important to, if you have the opportunity for happiness, to not push it away, which I think is the ultimate lesson of what that person's trying to say. But to also
Yeah.
understand that you're lucky enough to say, I have it better than this person, to appreciate that and to appreciate that, yeah, like I do have it, like it is easy for me to get happiness. And like that's pretty cool for me. So stop being such a bitch about,
A lot of growth there.
yeah,
I like that.
be such a bitch about it. Just be like, yeah, I do have a pretty good shit.
Here's another question from Pop Kurt at 2 a.m. Says it's currently 2 a.m. where I am and I can't sleep. So what do you guys do to fall asleep when you know you have to, but you just can't?
Pop like 20 milligrams of melatonin. uh
You
oh,
want my honest answer?
what is your Rob's honest answer is that he doesn't. Rob's honest answer is that he stays up
No.
till 4 a.m. Shit posting on TFT.
If I can, like if Sydney's if in a particular mood, um, busting a nut is a great way to
Fuck,
fall asleep
I
because you
God,
follow.
there's no other
Mhm.
place that they could that could have gone. I knew it was gonna get there. Honestly, based as
Yeah,
fuck.
it's a great way to fall asleep.
Based as fuck.
We'll do a last question here. Uh, from One Lax says gamer movie whose critical reception or audience reception do you disagree with? For example, I thought Deathloop was a solid 7, but many critics gave it 10s across the board.
Oh, okay.
Something that had critical reception that I just, didn't really love.
Let me go through my Steam library for this.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a good place to
Critical
start.
reception that I didn't love.
Um, I liked Baldur's Gate. I had fun. It's not that I didn't have fun.
Mm,
Um, Fallout 76 sucked balls.
you
Halo
know,
Infinite
no, I was
sucked.
right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, where did I miss? Or like, where did everyone else miss? I
Yeah. Where
guess.
did everyone else miss?
I guess. Okay, for me, I think at the start I was all about it. I would probably say Helldivers. I think
All
for
right.
the first like day and a half, maybe 2 days, I thought Helldivers was really sick. And then any day after that, playing it kind of felt like a chore because it felt like I was just doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. And that like loop died, I think, sooner for me than it did a ton of other people. I think now you're
Yeah.
actually seeing it like kind of people feeling that same way I did. just kind of way later. I still think the game is great and everything. I just don't think it was as good as everyone said it was.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, critically acclaimed, but I did not vibe with it. I don't know. I feel like I'm always base as fuck. Like I feel like my opinion is pretty much always just spot on. You know what I mean? So like it's hard to say. Like because
Yeah,
like
you really
generally
never miss.
like the critics agree with me. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. I guess your Dawntrail like thing. I guess that could be like people liked it.
I can
The first
say
half.
pretty confidently that there is when I was younger, there's this game called Resistance. I think it was Resistance 2. Double check. Resistance 2. Yeah, I think it was Resistance 2. And I remember playing this game and I was like, this shit sucks ass. Like, what is the like this shit got critical acclaim, like people love this shit. And I still firmly say to this day, that game was so boring and the multiplayer was so ass. I actually returned that game like within the week I bought it.
Damn.
And everyone was like, "The Resistance so good," and I was like, "No, I say nay. I say
It's not good.
I say that shit was ass." So, and I still stand by that.
The Resistance game.
Yeah, Resistance 2. Didn't like it.
Well, that'll do it for the GG Over Easy podcast, episode something. Thank you guys all for listening and hanging out. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll bring in a guest or something like that. Maybe I'll find somebody to fly on in with us. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys all for listening. Please like, comment, download, listen to all your favorite places, and check the description box for the Patreon link.